and we started about a month and a half ago. Basically, we come into your garage, we transform the whole garage. We have a process that we go through.
Okay.
It comes out gorgeous, and I have a perfect testimonial here. Howie just
Yes,
had his
I had it
garage
done. I had
done.
it done in my garage, and I got to be honest with you, regardless if they're family or not, the transition was mind-boggling.
Seamless.
That's right.
Yeah, and the aesthetic look and the quality of the job was seamless.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and it's amazing to see the before and after.
Yeah.
I got a chance today to see the finished
Yeah.
project. It's
But the best
unbelievable.
part of it adds value to your home.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so which is a positive, and I think these people that are going to listen to what they're going to talk about, it's an increase in value to your home.
So this epoxy is, you were telling me before, epoxy is the old way of doing the floors. What's the new way of doing it?
So when this first came about, we really didn't know much about it. We were familiar with what epoxy was and, the basic of, coming in and coating the floor of your garage. What I knew of was just a gray, paint. But we actually spent the time to research it, and we went out to Wisconsin where the distributor is.
Okay.
And we spent 2 weeks with them learning exactly how to do it properly. And once you see the work that goes into it to do it properly, you understand the difference between just simply painting a floor and then coating it properly. So there's a lot that goes into it. We prepare the concrete. We use special materials that when it's all said and done, it's 15, 20 years versus epoxy could last, maybe 5 years before it starts discolor, peeling off.
Scratches
Right,
and stuff.
right.
Okay, that's interesting.
Right. So this product is very durable. And once it's done and done right, hopefully it's even more than 15 to 20 years.
That's awesome. So you guys could do more than just garages then, right? Or is it just primarily garages?
We
or?
do basements.
Basements.
We do pool decking. In
Okay.
other words, the concrete. Anything that's concrete that can be coated, we do.
Interesting.
So, in other words, if you have a walkway that's leading up to your house, or you have a porch that you like to sit on at night, and you want to just give it a nice facelift, we do that as well.
So this product is pretty much ideal for anyone that's looking to transform their basement, their garage, their deck.
Office buildings,
Right.
Any kind of commercial space.
Yeah, and you don't realize there's so many applications for it.
Okay.
Until we got into the business, I never noticed it when I was out and about. Now I'm going in and out of houses. I'm going in and out of businesses. I go to Wawa a lot, and I'm noticing that, all their floors in Wawa are, these flaked coatings.
So it's not epoxy. It's the one that you're...
Correct.
Oh, interesting. Because I'm in Wawa all the time. I didn't
Right.
know
So
that.
if you look at the floors, there's two types. There's either a polished floor in a Wawa or our flaked floor, the ones that we're doing.
So the flake floor, is that easy to clean too? The cleaning process
Basically maintenance free. And it's very easy.
Really?
You can use a chemical like Dawn on your dishes that you use at home.
Okay.
You can just take some Dawn and just a regular garden hose or a pressure washer on a fan display, and it just hoses right off.
So can
That's
you
what's
strip
great
and...
about it.
I'm not familiar with the whole clean, but strip and waxing you're able to do too with it, or you don't want to do...
There's no major maintenance.
There's no
it's
major.
very, very simple.
So
just
it's cost
hose it
effective
off.
then
Yeah.
for the owner.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You can just go into the garage, in between seasons and just hose it off. You don't even need any type of chemical.
Very cool.
But, some people like to get a little, down and dirty, make sure it's very clean. And they'll put a little soap in, and that's it. Just nice and simple.
So time frame wise, so I'm sure you guys are going by the square foot for the project, correct?
Exactly. It's based upon
By
square,
the square
foot.
foot. We got the bat phone. This could be anybody.
The president is calling.
Yeah, we should answer it on the podcast.
Who'd you have lunch with last summer? Who was the act? Was it Ben Affleck you were with?
Yeah. We were out in Malibu, and a friend of mine has a house on Malibu down the beach. She says, "Would you like to go down to Malibu and sit on a deck and so on and so forth?" And we pull into the driveway, and he goes, "You know who that is?" I go, "No, another guy with gray hair." Okay. He says, no, that's Ben Affleck. So I met him for a few minutes. We said hello in the driveway, and he lives next door. And after we hung out a little while, he came over to say hello. So it was really, really interesting. So, you know.
Yeah, maybe we can get him for the next
Right,
podcast.
for the podcast,
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll search him down. My friend lives next door to him in Malibu. So
Maybe we can make him the
it was interesting.
spokesperson for
Yeah.
Fortress Floor Coating is the name of
Yes.
the company.
I mean, we like to say Fortress Floors just to make it easy, but
Fortress
it's
Floors?
Fortress Floors, Fortress Floor Coatings of New Jersey.
Gotcha. So going back to, so you guys are doing per square foot. So how long does it take to say, let's do 1,000 square feet of the flake? What would you say like the time frame is for a customer?
We basically can do up to 1,000 square feet, 1,100 square feet. It's a 1-day process.
1 day?
Yeah.
Okay.
We come in early in the morning. We get there about 7:45 in the morning. We start prepping the concrete. We bring out we use a 30-inch diamond blade grinder.
Okay.
You know, that grinds the floor down completely, gets out all the imperfections in the floor. Then the next process is we fix if there's any existing cracks on the floor, any imperfections, we fix that.
those.
Exactly. Then the next step is you put in a base coat product.
Okay.
It's basically like painting the floor with a base coat. After the base coat, the next process is flaking it, and we actually flake the floor. We call it feeding the chickens.
Mm-hmm.
So we throw the flake, down onto the floor. It adheres to the base coat, and then at that time is a 2-hour wait time delay.
Okay.
So basically, we're doing some cleanup. Our guys are going to lunch. We occupy the time. After the 2-hour process of drying is done, we go in there and we scrape the floors with chippers, to make sure that everything is even. After the scraping, we vacuum the floor, get all the dust from the grinding, get everything up. We blow the floor, make sure that everything is cleaned on the floor. And then we put on the top coat. That's the last process. It's called the polyaspartic.
Polyaspartic.
Yeah, which is the final step.
So there's
And
three
that
layers?
There's 3 layers.
3 layers.
There's the polyurea, which is the base coat. Then there's the chip, and then there's the polyaspartic.
Understood. Okay.
So, and all that up to 1,000 square feet takes a day process.
So you're one of their customers. How do you like the floor so far?
The transition has just been, it's overwhelming when I look at it. When I walk in the garage in the morning, I should have a Ferrari in there instead of the car I'm driving. It looks like, custom-made garage. Okay, and it's just, amazed at the transition
Right.
to the whole.
I get a lot of
to
messages
the
from
whole
friends
process.
and people that we've done work for, and they say when they walk into the garage, it just makes them feel good.
I
And
bet.
it's just simple stuff in life that you don't realize. It just brightens it up.
That's pretty cool. So you could just use any color that you want, whatever the customer.
There's 15 different
15
choices.
different.
Yeah, it goes anywhere from, browns, blacks, tans, anything. We give them an array of choices to choose from.
What's been the most popular color so
The
far?
most popular color, it's called Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever.
Yeah, it's sort of like a taupey. That's what we did Howie's.
Okay.
I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It really made such a difference. Now I'm going to paint the garage. I'm going to paint the walls in the garage.
There you go.
To put a finishing touch to it. But the floors are just really not just because I know these guys. It's really a tremendous transition.
Very cool.
Okay, people should really look into it because I was telling them this morning. You walk into your garage, you got all the stuff from the salt on the floor, the white stains, the cracks in there. Okay, it doesn't look clean and so on and so forth. But you say to yourself, well, it's a garage.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what garage is supposed to look like.
Uh-huh.
But now that I did this, I'm saying why I didn't do it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it wasn't around 20 years ago, right?
Right.
This kind of style.
Right. This is a newer technique.
Newer technique. So
Not only that, I say to myself, why didn't I paint the floor? Why didn't I clean it up? And now, these guys went into the business.
yeah,
It gave me an opportunity to really dress the house up.
I feel like when you paint a garage floor, though, the paint always comes up after
Oh
a
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a huge.
Right. The difference with this product is the key to it is the preparation. By grinding the floor, you know what I mean? It opens the pores of the concrete.
Okay.
And this product just sticks to it. and you don't have that problem of flaking,
Flaking.
peeling, cracking. It's not pulling away from the
Discoloring.
Yeah. So you brought up salt. So the salt, wintertime when people tracking salt, does that affect it at all, or
Not at all.
none whatsoever?
Everything stays on the surface and can just be hosed off.
Okay, that's very cool.
and it's also non-slip, so which is great. You know what I mean?
Great
You
for
have-
commercial spaces.
Exactly. You have people coming in and out with packages all the time.
UPS coming in and
Exactly.
very cool. So how did you guys stumble? So I know you guys went to Wisconsin. You said so. How did you guys stumble upon this new way of doing floors?
I'll tell you, I was just researching one day on the internet.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Finding out different procedures on. It just caught my eye. I thought it was something different. We wanted to do a little career change, a different path, and it just caught my eye, and that's
You
how
brought
we
it to the
started.
brothers.
Yep.
Nice. So is anyone in this area doing what you guys do right now, or there's a couple people doing it, or you guys solely?
Well, there are competition. Most of the people are using the older technique, are using regular epoxy. They haven't come up to the new, polyureas and the polyaspartics. But this is the new trend.
The new trend.
Yeah, this is what it's going to.
So then I guess let's say if you're doing a basement, then they have carpet or wood. You guys take out that stuff. You guys do the demo, so to speak, for the floor. Or?
Generally, if it's a light carpet, you know what I mean, we can pull it up for you. It's not a problem. But generally, we like to just, like all the garage must be cleared out first.
Okay.
Which helps a lot because everything is off the floors. Same thing in the basement. We like to have everything cleared out, and then we go in there and start, right
Understood.
from the concrete.
So, but for like commercial projects, if there's like a subfloor and there's like other floor, can you guys have like the capabilities of doing that, or do you guys call in like another team or?
We do have we have the manpower to do it. We really haven't come across it
Okay.
yet.
Gotcha.
Haven't
All
really
right.
come across it yet.
All right. Anything?
Well, they're new in the business today, so it's going to be an exploratory process
sure.
for them.
For sure.
Word of mouth, people's, they'll do the garage and then talk to somebody like we talk to you.
Exactly.
You have relationships in the real estate business, so
Yep.
you can introduce this to real estate people to say, this is an added touch to
Yeah.
finishing off your home when you buy it, and so on and so forth. Those people might own office buildings, so I think there's just a million, things they could do with this.
For sure. I mean, just the non-slip too, stuff like that.
I was
the
even a little
no-maintenance.
surprised that they were able to put it over wood. They did my steps, entering from the, house to the garage back into the house. They put the process down. I mean, it gives it a finished
Finished
look,
look.
so that when you open the door, and I did a color that, trends to what I have in my house. When you open the door, it's like a transition. Oh, you didn't come from a garage.
Yeah.
You came from a room into another room. So I think there's a million opportunities for these guys
Yeah,
to
to piggyback off of what Howie was saying, it's a learning process for us. We've been in the same industry for, like what Mark was saying, 35 years. And, a car wash customer or a lube customer is a little different than somebody that's going to spend, $5, $7, $8 a square foot on their floor.
Yeah.
So we're learning that our best customer is a referral, somebody that's familiar with the floor. Their friend did it and can tell them, say,
More
look,
people.
I never imagined that I would do this to my floor, but it came out great.
That's awesome.
Instead of clipping a coupon for a
Yeah.
car wash where you're only going to
different
spend
ballgame.
$10.
Different ball game.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. My next door neighbor said, "Oh, are you selling your house?" Because we were cleaning
Right.
out our garage. Okay, we were taking out stuff that we had in the garage. I think for 20 years. Okay, I said, "No, we're not selling the house." Okay?
Yeah.
We're
redoing the floors.
We're redoing the garage. Well, they came over to see what we did, and now they're a prospective customer for them.
So is that like one of like the hardest parts is getting the people to clean out the garage?
That's one of the toughest parts
Yeah, I
that
bet.
we come across. But it's a good thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a good excuse to get a lot of the
Get all
old
the stuff
stuff
out.
out. You know what I mean? So
People are
in
coming
one-
across things from 40 years ago,
Right.
old refrigerators and
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you it wasn't 40 years ago, but we found stuff that was in it 10, 12 years already, and we're going, why the hell did we save this stuff?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're never going to do anything with it.
So how's the cost of the new way of doing epoxy compared to the old way of epoxy?
Cost is pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same.
We vary anywhere from, depending on the size, how many square feet, depending on the condition of the concrete, depending on, if there's pitting going on with the concrete or if there's cracks. But roughly it goes anywhere from $6-7 to a square foot.
A square foot. So pitting is the concrete that has some grooves
Right,
into
in other
it?
words, like salt pitting, salt from the roads. But generally the grinding process clears that all out
Gotcha.
when you grind it.
And that's still part of like that day to do?
That's all part of
That's all
that day
part in-
process.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all my questions I have. Have any?
Yeah, other than that, as I stated earlier, I mean, these guys are good guys, and I think the story is the family, the history
family,
of the
yeah.
family, how four brothers get along, and not only get along on a personal level, but get along in a business world, which
Yeah.
I can tell you I have partners in my business, and it ain't so easy at times just having partners.
It's hard.
So being able to punch your brother or a relative in the nose, okay, these guys get along great,
Right.
and I'm a witness to it because
That's awesome.
I'm a witness to it at parties, at weddings, and all that, and family things, and their parents. The parents are also great people.
Yeah, very seldom do you see a family get together like I was mentioned before that all get along and work together. That's awesome. But going back to the floors and going back to garages, I had a friend of mine, Vito, who has a Ferrari 430. So he did his own epoxy in his garage, and it came out, and he didn't do it right.
Right.
So that's going to be a great contact for you guys to go after. So I'll get you guys in contact after the podcast.
Yeah, and this is
Awesome.
There's a great opportunity for guys that are car freaks. That,
Oh yeah,
they're spending all this money on
on the cars.
on cars. They
Got to
wanna,
have a nice floor. if
You gotta have a nice
car.
floor. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
would be a real bonus for these guys. I'm not sure all of them are aware that this is, I wasn't aware of it. I mean, but the fact that they went into it, I said, you know what, I could use a redo on my
Yeah.
garage. It looks a little tired.
What do you got in the garage now? A Lamborghini or
No,
what do you-
no Lamborghinis. In fact, I got rid of my car. I'm driving an Alfa now,
Oh, nice.
and my wife's still doing pretty well. She's driving a Mercedes.
Oh, nice.
So
Must be nice.
She's the head of the family now. She rules the garage.
Very nice. Well, guys, thanks for your time. This was awesome. I think we
Thank you. Appreciate
it's
it.
nice to get the word out because I always say to our clients that if no one knows you, they can't do business with you.
Right.
So doing a podcast and then clipping this up properly for people to see in the local community, I think is a home run. So thanks for your time,
Thank
and
you. I
hope to have you
appreciate
guys
it. Thank
back soon.
Howie.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Howie.
Chris, always a pleasure.